I want us to go and talk to an amazing Kenyan. Yes, her name is Joyce. Joyce Mambo VP.
Hi, Joyce.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course, Joyce. Tell guys where you are right now. Jumini mesema uko somewhere in Central America, but tell me exactly where you are. Ni sangapi sai? Juice me with all that goodness, Joyce.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Could you say that again? It was breaking up a little bit. I think
Sorry.
I'm having a little bit. I'm trying to be outside with a good view, but I think it's messing up the connection a little bit. Could you please repeat that?
For sure, Joyce. I was saying, I was telling guys you're somewhere out there in the world. Let us know where you are, what time it is, all that goodness.
Yes, so I'm in Belize. I arrived yesterday. I'm an explorer of the world, so I came to check out Belize. It's very beautiful here. It gives me the vibe of Mombasa. It has a lot of coconut trees, pine trees, sugar cane. So it's very, very beautiful here.
Oh, wow. I love to hear that. And before the interview ends, I want you to lift that camera so that we see, the background. Okay. We're only seeing some trees. We'd like to see mandhari huko inakaa aje. But yes, for sure, Belize looks like somewhere that we should add on our bucket list for sure. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, can you see, the trees?
Yes.
And is this a better view?
Yes, it's a better view for sure. I love it.
Yeah.
And you've just...
I had to stand up. I was struggling a little bit with the connection.
Yes, I totally agree. You've said you've just arrived in Belize. Where do you currently live, reside, especially in the US? Because we'd love to know your journey about you exploring the world, Joyce.
Yes, I live in Delaware in the US. I've been there in Delaware about 20 years. And I came here yesterday. I'm going to be here for about 10 days and then head back to Delaware and then to Kenya.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Tell me about life in Delaware. How did Joyce get from the 254 all the way to Delaware? Is she working? Is she just exploring the world? Please, let me into your life just a bit.
Yes, you're very welcome to enter the escape rooms of my life. I've had very many seasons. So in 2002, I had a very good friend of mine who was already in the US, in Iowa, and I wanted to pursue my master's. I already had my bachelor's degree from Kenyatta University, and I wanted to pursue my master's. So I tapped his shoulder. We were best friends growing up in Kenya, in Lang'ata, and I said, oh, could you help me apply for school in the US? And he did help me apply for my master's in the US. I originally went to Iowa, stayed with him, and then moved to Delaware. So that's how I ended up in Delaware, the first state.
Oh, wow. And as a Kenyan, for the first time being in this land of milk and honey, were you culture shocked, or had you already researched on where you were going to, or were things just smooth sailing?
A lot of culture shock, starting with the land of milk and honey. I couldn't find the milk and honey when I got here. I have to say, there are so many opportunities, but you have to work very hard. It was very challenging for me because I had friends, but we were all young. We were in college together. So we were all like in our early 20s. So they were trying to navigate life as well. So there was a lot of challenges just and to get the land. I did not know the culture here. I didn't know the laws of the land. So it came with a lot of challenges, but I was persistent to make it work.
Yeah, for sure. And what we always emphasize on the show, especially to our Kenyan audience, is the fact that life in the diaspora might not be as smooth or might not be as rosy as the way we see on TV, or the notions that we make up in our head before, going to the diaspora. So I want you to touch on your journey, because by you sharing your journey, you'll encourage a lot more people, especially who are yearning to go to the land of milk and honey. And I know your journey is an interesting one. And I don't want to be the one to, spoil anything. So I'd love you to say your journey and, jua, hapa na pale, so that you can encourage someone, so that you can bring, lots of light to that particular subject. So niambie, Joyce, niambie.
Yeah, so
Story time.
determination. Did you want me to touch on some of the challenges or how I was able to transition from Kenya to the US?
Yes, Kenya to the US. I'd love to hear that transition, and then you can encourage, people who are watching you, especially who think that diaspora is all milk and honey.
Well, the good thing about diaspora, there's so many opportunities here if you work hard. You have to work hard. So if you work hard, it's going to pay off. But you also have to be willing to start somewhere. So coming from Kenya, having my bachelor's degree from Kenyatta University, landing here, I could not get those opportunities, the corporate job I was looking for, or that I wanted, or that I felt like I deserved because I had gotten my bachelor's degree. So I had to start from the bottom. And that meant being a nanny. I worked in someone's house, cleaning dishes, scrubbing floors, taking care of their kids. That was a very, very testing time for me. And for me to put down my education and where I'm from and tell myself everything has a beginning, and remind myself this is where I am right now, but it doesn't mean that's where I'm staying. So to encourage people who want to come here, I really want to emphasize, come with an open mind, be open-minded. You can't come here thinking you're going to live like you're living in Kenya. It's a foreign land. You have to learn the laws of the land. There's a lot of culture shock. You have to build new networks. So you have to be very persistent, but also very patient, very, very patient.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And I know in your book, you explain lots of these things in detail. You go into it. Talk to me about that process of, putting all this journey in there. Plus, I'm sure this is not the last book you're ever going to write, Joyce, is it?
No, it is not the last book. I'm actually getting a lot of questions from people who are asking for volume 2, who are asking for special edition, who want me to expand more on some of the chapters. So this is something, I'm exploring. But for now, I'm creating more visibility and awareness to the book. The book came out August 2nd, so it's a very new book. And it's important for me to make it more available for people, to give it visibility so people can get a hold of it. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. And can you just, in a nutshell, talk to me about that book and where guys can get it? Because I'm sure there are guys who are, are yearning to just get in a nutshell, especially about your particular story. Because for me to ask for a season 2, that means season 1 ilikuwa best kabisa, So I'm sure, in a nutshell, just touch on the story. Just tell us the story that is inside that book in a nutshell, just skimming through it, so that as guys go out there, they can be more excited to get the book and, of course, enjoy the next sequences of it.
Yes, so Seasons of Me has many stories, not just one story. They have many stories of the different seasons that I have lived in my life. There are stories of migration asking, like, where are you from and where are you going? Like, do we really know who we are? There are stories of love. Why do we love? Is love enough? There's stories of rediscovery. Do we know who we are? Are we living our full potential? So there's different stories in that book, and the stories in the book, they're very relatable. So Seasons of Me is reflective. It is not a self-help book, but more of a mirror. A book, when you read, you're looking at yourself in a mirror and asking yourself, what seasons am I in? Do I have any patterns in my life? And for me, that is the main thing that I talk about more in the book, relationships and patterns. And even realizing I had patterns, something I did not know. And because I didn't know I had patterns, I stumbled through life just trying to make things work. But when I took a pause and looked at my seasons and looked at in the mirror and fixed some of the issues that I was struggling with, then at that point, I was able to become a quality person and attract quality people.
Oh, nice. Joyce, you seem like such a bubbly, fun kind of person. So I can't wait for the sequels to the book and, to indulge myself more into your world and all those amazing stories of seasons and every good thing. And also, as we continue touching on your story, what are some opportunities? Because as you're traveling around, what are some of the opportunities that you've seen Kenyans thriving in? And also, as a Kenyan who, is traveling here and there, what are some of those tips and tricks that you can give other Kenyans like myself and those who are watching you who love to travel, who travel to open up their mind? What tips and tricks can you give them as they are globe-trotting?
So I'm an explorer. First, you have to love to travel. And I'm in a space in my life where I can work from anywhere. So sometimes I'll travel and I'll work a little bit from there, and then I'll just explore. So one of the tips, like for me, is I always book my trips early. Like at the beginning of the year, I already know the countries I want to hit. I do my research, I book my tickets early, and then I just start paying on it. So that way, by the time I'm reaching my destination, I'm not worried about having funds for it, and I'm not using credit cards. I'm paying cash for my travels. So that's very important to plan early, do your research, and always try to get the best deal because the deals are there.
Wow, I love it. Planning your trips in advance and making sure you have the right currency to transact. Also such an amazing thing. Sasa, Joyce, wacha nikwambie hivi. Unajua wewe ni mse wa nguvu sana. Wewe ni champez, wewe ni mse wa maana. So, this is what I did. I decided to go out there, look for some people to talk about you. So, please.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, I want you now. Yes, right now I just want you to watch and then tell me what you think after. Play this.
Okay.
Joyce Wambua Osborne, we celebrate you. Today I'm here not only to congratulate you, but to remind you that having known you for 30 years, I admire your hard work. I admire how you water and nurture your friendships, how you reach out and always make sure you include your family.
I'm happy for all the progress you've made and for all that's happened. And we thank you for involving us. And we appreciate all that you've done and all the progress.
It is not an easy thing to put out your life out there for everyone to know your details of how you have lived your life. Let others all over the world be able to learn from the mistakes that you made, as well as from the good moves in life that you made that enabled you to succeed in life.
Good evening, Joyce. I would like to congratulate you on your achievements, of your struggle, of your good work, of your discipline, the struggle, the journey. Back in high school, primary school, we've been good friends for so many years, more than 25 years, we've been good friends. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud on your achievement. You've always believed in yourself. And each step that you make and the good effort, it's all also because you trust in yourself and you trust in God. Congratulations. It's not been easy, but I'm so proud of you, gal. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Joyce, do you know those people? Do you recognize them? Talk to me.
Yes, I could see very clearly, but I recognize the voices and I recognize them, I could see the names, but I am very appreciative, even like listening to the words and what they're saying, like someone who has been in your life for 30 years. Some of them have seen me walk through these journeys and these escape rooms. And some of these escape rooms, some were full of laughter, but some were full of loss and, tears. And to have my connections and my friends and for them to even come on and give feedback, I'm very humbled and I'm honored. Thank you so much for that.
Of course, there's a reason why we are #1. But also, as you are still in that mood, tell me if you recognize the voice and face of this next person.
Okay, let me see.
Ambaye aliyekuzaa ukawa namba 4. Nataka kukuambia pongezi nyingi sana kwa bidii yako. Ile ulianza kufanya tangu utoto wako mpaka sasa. Naona wewe ni mwenye bidii. Asante sana. Pongezi nyingi sana. Nakumbuka wakati ulikuwa shuleni, nilikuwa nakwambia, mtani wewe. Ukitaka kufaulu maishani, usibandike sufuria mbili kwa njiko moja. Sababu moja itamaika na ukanisikia. sababu kama au kusikia mimi ile ingemaika ni masomo. Niliona hii kitabu nikafurahi sana, nikasheka, lakini nilisheka ndani ya roho. Sijui niseme nini kwa ile fulani kwa yako niko nayo, nikikuona hapa kama nakuona kuangalia kwa kitabu hivi, aniuliza huyu ni mwanangu, lakini Mungu ndio anaongoza kila kitu. Asante sana mwanangu, endelea hivyo hivyo, Mungu akusaidie maishani yako na mwisho wako utakuwa msichana ambao Mungu anampenda. Nasema asante sana kwako kwa bidii yako. Ole kwa msichana mtiifu, msichana anasikia wazazi, msichana mwenye ananielekea watu. Kwa hivyo nasema asante sana mwanangu, endelea hivyo hivyo na Mungu akusaidie.
Joyce, do you recognize that person?
I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. My mom gave birth to me in their house by herself. And I didn't even know this until this August when I was talking to her. And she told me the way she was alone, she cut the umbilical cord, she tied it, lifted me up and started breastfeeding me. That is how much my mom wanted me to be here. Her love, her dedication, seeing her there. You have gifted me more than I can ask. It is a gift. I called my mom and I told her I was going to be on Citizen TV and to please tune in, and that was that. But just seeing her leave a message for me, I'm very humbled. I'm very honored, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful. It's been a journey. The seasons have not been easy. But I'm landed in a very nice place. I'm appreciative. Thank you. Thank you. These are tears of joy. These are tears of joy.
Of course, you're a champion. You're top at the top. We appreciate you as much as your family does, and your mom and your friends. They, took it out of their day and their time to make sure they also tell you, and that's exactly why also we created this show. It's all about connecting. Yes, we connect through social media and other modes of communication, but when you come here, it's a different kind of energy. So thank you also very much for going out there and, doing what needs to be done, making sure everybody back home is A-okay. So Joyce, you are the real champion right here. So big shout out to you and blessings for you. Tafadhali, before you have to go anywhere, nataka utume salams. Niko sure kuna watu wengi kutoka hapa mtaani wana watch, wana kunai sana. So make sure you send some salams, and also usisahau kusalimia watu wote ambao umekutana nao, especially back home in the US,
Yes. So, salamu kwa wazazi wangu, my dad is in heaven, and hi dad, I know you're watching. So, natumia salamu, my mom, I call her mama. She's the strongest woman I know. She has raised us well. She was just the one we were with as my dad was out there. Shout out to Angie here in the US, to Anne, to my brother here in the US, Paul Mugo, and to my friend Nora in Kenya, Lillian. We have a whole group. There's a lot of people, my KU people, my Pangani girls people, my Khalsa South Sea people. So there's a lot of people I want to thank. I don't want to forget a name, but I also would like to invite you. Seasons of Me is a gift. It's a gift. A gift not just to my children or to generations I might never meet, but also a gift to you, to everyone who wants to begin again, who wants to start again. And the stories in there, they are very relatable, very, very relatable. So I would love to invite you all to come to my book launch. It's going to be on December the 6th at Pride Inn in Westlands. And this is not an event. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be an experience. So if you're available on December the 6th, I would love to have you there at the book launch. And you will get a copy of the book. So you can get a copy of the book from the book launch, but we'll also have the books in Kibanga bookstores in Nairobi and other locations.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Joyce. We do appreciate you. Can't wait for the day where we link up, whether it's right here in the 254, ama kama ni
Yes.
US tukutane huko. But big shout out to you, and we do appreciate you and salute to you. Receive all your flowers now. Enjoy Belize, and make sure you continue sending us those videos, and we'll be posting for guys, especially as you go around town and get to know the place. Joyce right there all the way from Central America. Yes!